This is something that I do with all of them that come in here, especially if they're a little jumpy and a little worried. This seems to really help them. I use this flag and I rub them a little bit. See how she's kind of twitchy right there? And she's got a little age on her, a little bit of size. She's pretty strong. If you get it to where you can just kind of rub them. And once again, it's not a speed event. You just want to rub them, let them know it's all good. Now I'm going to take this string and drop it down and just kind of flip it. And you don't want to use force. You really don't want to lock down on this and try to hold them. You just want to throw this up there. And then pet it. Throw that up here again. And you just want them to know that they can trust you. And if they're moving, that's okay. Let them move a little bit. They'll find a place to get stopped. Flip that over there. Wait for this horse to stop and then pet it. Don't pull it off and just go right back to it. Because the end game, what we're trying to get accomplished here is we're trying to teach trust. We're trying to teach them to control their emotions and relax. And so you don't have to go wild and woolly. I mean, if it gets wild and woolly, then you got to deal with what you got to deal with. But first, before we started doing this stick and string thing, you see how she can't stand to be quiet, stand still? I want her to relax. I don't want her to think that she has to move her feet and get away. Lots of pets. For these real worried ones, really look for chances to reward them. Really go out of your way to find a place. Now all I'm doing here is keeping up with her. Flipping that string. I got it on her back. When she stops, I'm going to pet her. And I'll let her find a place to stop. She gets to find a place. When she stops, I'm going to pet her. And I'm going to keep doing this until she no longer feels the need to move her feet. She gets to decide. She gets to find that stop. Every time she finds a stop, we pet her. I think she'd rather get petted than run. But this little exercise right here will damn sure keep them from, after they figure it out, it'll stop you from getting run over. And just let her find a place to get stopped. Walk up here and pet her. If she can't stand it, that's okay. It gives us another chance to put that rope over her back. We're not trying to get her perfect at this. this exercise is not what we're trying to deal with. What we're trying to deal with is her anxiety. And notice not even once have I backed her up or tried to stop her. Not even once. That stopping's her responsibility. She's got to find it. You get him around a little kid or something that's moving fast, we could get her to where she would check it out before she ran off. Remember, I'm not trying to stop her. That's her responsibility. That's getting better. She's starting to figure out that she doesn't have to do all that nonsense. Now she's carrying the string around. As soon as she stops, I'm going to pet her. And if you want to build these horses, if you want to make them quiet and relaxed, you have to work with them quiet and relaxed to the best of your ability. Now I'm going to let her carry that string. When she finds a place to get stopped, I'll pet her. She has to find it. I'm not even rubbing her to a stop. I'm just letting her carry this until she finds that stop on her own. She's pretty jumpy, pretty worried. I want to prove to her that she don't need to be worried. And the only way you can prove to them that they don't have to be worried is to control the situation with not being worried is the end result. I would like to flip this string up over her back and not have her do this circle thing. I'll just let her carry it. But she doesn't have to move her feet at all. She doesn't know that. She still thinks this bag is attacking her. And she has to do something about that to save her life. When you get these real troubles put in, your job is to educate them, not beat them up, not punish them. She's doing what she thinks she has to. I'm trying to show her that there's an alternate just like that. That's what we're trying to get done. Now, I'm not going to keep doing that right now. We're going to go the other way. So I'm going to flip this string. I'll flip it up over her back, let her carry it. her. She stopped. I petted her. She didn't stop when I threw the string over her back, but she stopped when I blocked her. That changed her thought from panic and run off to taking a look at what we were doing. If I can convince her to at least try, she'll work it out on her own that she doesn't have to overreact. Now I'll flip this up here a little bit. I'm not chasing her. She got stopped. Not for very long. I gotta try to not get tangled up in my patience pole here. There. Now I'm gonna pet her again. Remember, before we started doing this, we petted her with a flag. Let her carry it. She'll find a place to get stopped. Or not. All I'm doing is keeping her looking at me. I'm going to back this off a little bit to just waving it. Let her stop for a second. If I can show her that I can move it, then I can show her I can touch her. There. Better. Make sure when you're working on one side, that's the side you pet her on. I don't want her changing sides to where she's got a good side and a bad side. Let her carry it. Let her carry it. When she stops, pet her. Walk up there with your hands, pet her. You know, if they're jumpy and overreactive, you sure don't want to wallow up there being unconscious, but you want to walk up there confidently. Move the flag a little. Throw it over her back. Let her find a place to get stopped. And pet her. Just rub on her a little bit. Let her get someplace where she can stop. Let her carry it. There. Let her know it's all good if she'll just let me handle it. Much better. I don't know if you can really see that, but you can tell that she didn't run past the front of the camera. What I'm doing is I'm petting her, then throwing the string over her back. I don't want her changing sides. We'll try to move her up here to a little better place. She needs to move. So now I'm giving her direction. When she moved, I quit kicking her. Let her find the flag. There it is. There it is. I'd like to stand over on this side. I'd like to stand over here if I could, but I don't want to get run over either. Keep her bent that way just a little bit. There. Now I'm a little better. Let her know that this can happen, and it turns out good for her. There. Now pet her. And this is one thing that we chip away at every day until I can do this with no reaction. It ain't good enough. She was pretty bad about finding a hole and charging through it, and if you were in the way, you'd get run over. This will go a long ways towards that situation disappearing. I'll rope her feet. There. Rope her back. Get her. I'll put my fingers in her mouth. When her tongue comes to life, I'll take that finger out. So that's something that you could do that will really help your horses learn to trust you. It'll really help them find that stop instead of running off. The whole key to it is when you flip that string over their back, don't just pull it off of there and let her escape it. You put that string up over her back, and that's not, and she probably was afraid because you were flipping it. And then when the weight of that string landed on her back, that was just the icing on the cake. If the only way that that's going to be okay with her will be if we flip that over her back, and then we let her carry that until she stops, and when she stops, we reward her. Because ultimately, the response that we want is the one that needs rewarded. But like I said, if you're just flipping that string over her back and then pulling it off, you've kind of proven to her that she could outrun that pressure. And she self-rewards. I want to reward her here. And what I've found is if a horse is reacting instead of responding, if you just hang in there and let them do what they're doing until they find a better answer, pretty quick that better answer is what they'll gravitate towards. And that's what we're after. I think. I'm pretty sure. And this will get these horses to where they quit reacting to everything under the sun. And you can see that she's still concerned with this. But the first time that we did this, it was pretty much her dragging me away. And if you start doing something like this, you can't quit until you get a good response. So be picky about what you're trying to do. Make sure it's developmental appropriate. Before I would ever touch this horse with this flag, I would make sure that I could move this flag. Then I would let this horse touch this flag. This took a long time, right here. Now that I can touch her with the flag, I can touch her everywhere. Then I'll add that flip in the string. Because we both know that this sitting up here is okay. We both know that. And if she overreacts and we just hang in there, we've already proven to her that this is okay. Pretty quick she'll come around to thinking that's okay too. But we did our due diligence. We didn't just throw a rope around her head and chase her around in here. And we damn sure didn't punish her for leaving. She's leaving because she thinks she has to. That's really important. We got to prove to her that she doesn't have to. And if we do that, we're on the right road. Hope that helped. See ya.